Here's why you need Apple Vision Pro. Now I know, it's dumb, it's expensive, it's useless. I've heard so many hate comments surrounding the Apple Vision Pro. I get it, I get everything. I get that it's expensive, I get that you think it's useless because guess what? You've never used it. Now here's what you're gonna do. Go to the Apple Store and have a one-on-one 30-minute session with an Apple Store employee, and then you can hate on it anything you want. Because once you try Apple Vision Pro, you understand the possibilities that this device not only has for the present, but all the possibilities that it has for the future. In this video, I wanted to give you tons of reasons, my favorite reasons on why I use it. There's gonna be timestamps in the video, so you can just jump over to the part that you think that's more interesting. If I were you, I would obviously watch the entire video because there's so much to talk about Apple Vision Pro that is so exciting. Now, first, let's talk about the price. $2,400 is way too expensive for a Mac. Nobody's gonna buy that. Nobody's gonna use a mouse to navigate through the internet. $400 for an iPod, I can buy an MP3 player or a jukebox for $100. Why would I need to spend $400? $500 for an iPhone? You really think people are gonna buy this crap? You see, when a new product line of technology launches, there's a lot of hate. People doubt products, people hate on products. Everybody said 4K TVs. Why do we need so much quality? Why are we gonna pay so much money? And I think the iPhone is a perfect example. A couple years ago, if you were to tell me that today we would be spending over $1,000 on our iPhone, for example, I would have called you crazy as well. But now the iPhone is an essential part of our daily lives, not only just for entertainment, but this is an essential part of my work. I need an iPhone. I need a smartphone in order to work. I don't need it to live. We don't need any technology for us to live and enjoy life. I'm not saying that. But for me to work, for me to be more productive, the Mac, the iPhone, the iPad are an essential part of my workflow. And for me, Apple Vision Pro now is an essential part of my workflow. There's so much that the Apple Vision Pro can do to you to make your life easier, to make it more productive. And first, let's talk on the way that it works, the way that it behaves, and the way that it actually implements on our daily life. Because if you take the most popular headset currently before Apple Vision Pro, it's the Meta Quest 3, which by the way, is an amazing headset that costs a quarter of the price. It will cost you $500 and it's amazing. But that's more oriented for gaming, for like these really immersive experiences that don't let you live, that they don't let you work the same way that you would do it without the headset. And with Apple Vision Pro, you don't need remotes on both hands to navigate through the UI. You navigate through the menus with your eyes, and if you look to the right, the menu will go to the right. If you look up and select it with your fingers by simply doing like this, and you don't even gotta do it like this. You can literally do it like this. It just works. And you might call me crazy, but that's my favorite part of Apple Vision Pro. The simplicity of use and how well and how unbelievably well it works. When I show my friends, my family, the first thing that they say is like, there's no way this is how it works. It feels like magic. It's just unbelievable what Apple has done here. I'm sorry if I'm sounding way too excited, but trust me, if you go to an Apple store and get the experience, your reaction will literally be the same. There's just no way it works this well. Another reason on why this is so great is that you're still here. I'm still in my studio. I can still see things. I can still touch them. The frame rate is exactly like in real life, so you won't get dizzy at all, and you can touch things just like in real life. And the way that Apple has been focusing on AR, I can still see my studio, and there's displays surrounding my studio. So I can literally be replying emails with a massive display. And then on the left, I've got my emails and my notes and my YouTube studio. And it's just this, but I'm still here. I can still see my studio. And then if I'm immersed and I'm working from the desert, for example, and then my friend wants to come say something to me, my friend will pop up in my screen and I will be able to see him perfectly fine. So the way that you're still in the moment, now I get the memes and I get people are hating on it because people think that you're evading from reality. Reality is you're gonna use Apple Vision Pro from home, at work, at bed, in your couch, in your table. You're gonna use Apple Vision Pro for work or for entertainment. And for those of you who work from home like me, spending $4,000, if you think about it in certain ways, it's not that crazy. If you buy a massive monitor or desk and there's so much that you can spend on, probably it adds up even more than $4,000. And this, you can have unlimited displays. And sure, the battery life will only last you like 3 hours, but you can still plug in your Apple Vision Pro and you can be working all day. Now, do your eyes get tired with the display? Well, yes, but it's the same thing as if you're using your Mac for 6 hours. Obviously, your eyes will get tired. And obviously this, the display, you're literally putting it right in front of your face, so your eyes will get more tired than a Mac. It's a display. And also the fact that you can connect your MacBook to your Apple Vision Pro and you can literally have your Mac's display and suddenly it's popped up right here massively and you see a massive Mac. The coolest thing about it as well is that you can literally tap on the digital crown and you can open Vision Pro apps with your Mac's display and you can even control those apps with your Mac. Now the keyboard itself with the Vision Pro is quite great. There's been getting a lot of hate because sure, you gotta tap like this and it's a lot slower than typing on your Mac, but for searching up a couple of things, it works great. You can also use dictation or you can just use a physical keyboard. You can literally use your MacBook's keyboard or a physical keyboard as well. And if you do that, you're gonna take your productivity to a whole new level. Now, apart from working, entertainment, I'm a massive geek. I love Star Wars. I love Marvel. I go to the movie theater probably once a week, if not twice a week. I've gone to so many movie theaters for so many times in my entire life. And I hate to say this, I really do, but the best experience that I've ever had with a movie is with Apple Vision Pro. And that's crazy for me to think about because if you actually immerse yourself in Disney Plus, for example, you can put yourself inside of Disney Plus theater and you can look up and you're literally inside of a cinema. You can look down and you can actually see the seats. And when you put the movie on, the lights turn off of the actual theater, just like in real life. And then the movie, the quality, the size of the display is so massive. It's unbelievable how good it gets, but it doesn't end there. Disney Plus, for example, has 3D movies for free with your Disney Plus subscription. And I feel like this is what 3D should have always been. 3D that doesn't get you dizzy. 3D that is extremely immersive. When something, a water splashes, it feels like it's actually splashing on you. The quality is so crisp that you forget that it's just 3D because it's such good quality. This right here is what 3D should have always have been. It's so impressive. The App Store right now, I gotta say, there's not that many useful apps. There's not that many apps that I would tell you that it's like, oh, you gotta get Apple Vision Pro because this app is available. There's definitely some very cool apps. For example, some apps that you can literally put 3D objects in your physical space. For example, a Formula One, literally racetrack in Alfa Romeo, and you can literally grab the pieces. And I feel like that type of technology for the future is gonna become so popular and so handy for your own industry. I feel like every industry will adopt Apple Vision Pro to their industry, and there's going to be so many cases from doctors using Apple Vision Pro to engineers to prototyping to design to interior design to 3D design. Like there's so many industries that this device will change their industry forever. And that's something that I definitely did not expect was mindfulness. Was relaxing with the headset. It's crazy. I told you with my Apple Vision Pro on an airplane video with my experience, I was at the airplane and it was mind-blowing because when I was in the middle of the mountains in front of a cliff, seeing the sunset, you can actually turn on night and your whole scenery will become night. So it will feel like you're there at night. And it was so shocking because I was like, I'm not gonna open any apps. I'm just gonna stand here looking. And I felt so relaxed that I just grabbed my AirPods and I just fell asleep in the middle of the mountains at night. And it truly felt like I was there because it looked so real that instead of looking, to the side and seeing, the guy sitting right next to me that was invading all my space and I was feeling so stressed. I don't fly first class. I just fly economy, so it's always like super uncomfortable for like a 9-hour flight. I just did like this and I felt so relaxed. And then for meditation as well, the mindfulness app inside of here, the animation. I feel like meditation, what people have the toughest time with meditating is finding a relaxing space and just being there in the moment. And I feel like today with social media and technology has brought us a lot of really good things, but also a lot of distractions as well. And it's sometimes very hard to just stop. And you just put your Apple Vision Pro on and open the mindfulness app and you can meditate in a totally black space and the meditation app will like kind of flow to you and it will evade you, and it's so relaxing. Or you can literally meditate in the middle of the mountains, for example. And since you're totally immersed, you feel so relaxed. So sometimes I keep putting my head inside of the mindfulness app and I just keep meditating because of how relaxing it is. I showed it to Chenya, and one of her favorite things to do was actually using the meditating app because of how well she can actually focus and how well you can actually relax using a headset. You might call me crazy, but that's reality right now. And then this kind of sounds obvious, but the Apple ecosystem integration, the way that you just put a pair of AirPods and the audio is automatically connected to your AirPods. Just the fact that you can open Control Center and you can turn up and down the volume of the HomePods or of the AirPods. Just the fact that this has iMessage. Just the fact that this has your photo library. Just the fact that the iPhone 15 Pro can now shoot 3D spatial video, and then you can watch those videos in your headset, and then you can literally relive those moments like if it was right there. I actually filmed my family for Christmas dinner with Spatial and then relived it here, and it felt like I was truly there. You feel immersed in the moment. And then you think that your dog won't be here with you in the next 10 years probably, and me having videos that I can literally relive of my dog, I feel like is so precious. And I feel like instead of thinking that this piece of hardware, that this type of technology will evade us forever and that we're literally gonna be monsters. I know and I understand everyone's point of view because they obviously only see my subway video and you see people walking in the streets, and that's all for the meme, obviously, right? I feel like Apple Vision Pro is the future and it won't evade us from reality. I feel like since Apple is doing, you clearly see the vision that Apple doesn't want you to evade from reality, from people just popping by, and how easy it is for you to see what you're actually into. You know, you're not gonna be using this 24/7, right? I think your eyes kind of hurting a little bit. You're gonna know when is good to use your Apple Vision Pro, when it's time to use your Mac. And I feel like a healthy relationship between all devices is what I'm most excited for. Apple Vision Pro, once again, is not only the future, it's the present. It feels like someone came from the future and actually handed this. It's unreal. If you want to see the bad things about Apple Vision Pro, because there definitely are, you can watch this video, or you can see my experience on me picking up Apple Vision Pro on launch day and even meeting Tim Cook at the Fifth Avenue Apple Store. I'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye-bye.